5:33, we'll call the meeting to order of the Ayer Board of Health for March 15th, 2023. And the first item on the agenda is the executive session. Can I impose upon one of you to read the executive session?
Yeah, I will do that. Executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Exemption Number 3, to discuss litigation strategy with respect to the case of Mimi's Place, LLC, v. Board of Health of the Town of Ayer et al., Middlesex Superior Court, CA 2181 CV 4967. If discussing the matter in open session will have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position and the chair so declares.
The chair so declares. And is there a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Is there a
A
second?
second?
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor, Ms. Peters?
Aye.
Ms. Papano?
Aye.
Mr. Slarsky? Aye. So the board will be in executive session just to reconvene an open session. An open session, and we're going to jump on the agenda to old business, only in the interest of time with two guests that are here. So we're going to talk about the harm reduction program first. And we have Jenna Montgomery and Cindy Lavin, and thank you both for coming tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
So I think where we left this is we still don't have a location. And we
Right.
talked about locations and the possibility of the parking lot at the hospital seemed to be, but that's as far as we've gone. It's just been conversation.
Right, and that contact that I had at the hospital
I saw that.
left.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. Yeah, so I don't currently have any other contacts at the hospital. It was just Claudia. She was
Okay.
fantastic. But do you have any?
I don't mind calling the CEO. I can find out
Okay.
who it is. The former CEO is a friend of mine's, and he's in Marlborough now. He's at the Marlborough Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So I can call him.
bad. I think
Marlborough's
he will
part
be
of the
open.
Stewart chain.
That's right. Okay. Because so you and I had spoken, and I reached out to Biddles, Linda Goldman with Biddles, Bureau of Infectious Disease and Lab Sciences, for anyone who's not familiar with our alphabet soup in Massachusetts, just about if any other Steward locations were hosting such a
Right.
program or had expressed any interest. She did not know of any.
Okay.
So she was like, do you think they might be interested? I'm like, well, we're going to feel them out and we'll see. So I'm not really sure.
Well, not this week, but next week I'll get in touch with the person that runs Marlborough, and I'll ask him and see if he'll make a call. I think after that, maybe we set up a joint meeting just to say, would you consider learning more about this and the possibility? And then we need someone to talk about it that knows they can talk about it.
I would be happy to do that. I can do that. I have my presentation. And then we were invited to join Neshoba Valley Medical Center's Patient and Family Advisory Committee as associate members. So we attended one of those. It's just made up of community members who seek care at the hospital or have family members who do. Just talking about ways that they can improve things. So that's another possible in I have, like through the
Okay.
people that helped set that up. So I believe that's patient quality and safety over there, that department.
Okay.
So that would be a possibility. My only concern about Neshoba Valley Medical Center is it is nowhere near anything else in town. Like people who are going to be foot traffic, which I would assume is probably a number of the people who
Quite a
would be
few.
seeking these
Yeah.
services, are going to have to really hoof it to get there. So it's not that I don't think it's a good idea. I just wonder about what kind of engagement the mobile program would get.
There is a sidewalk that goes all the way up there.
There absolutely is a sidewalk. People can walk. I also don't know if somebody's in like that, do I engage with the system or not place. They're going to go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk all the way to Neshoba Valley Medical Center from the center there
Right.
and visit the mobile harm reduction services van. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about it. But that said, I don't know that we really have like any other. I have like a whole brainstorm list here. Some are things I think we've kicked around. Others are things Tamara and Jim and I have kicked around. But yeah, I don't really, I don't know. I just have some, we're really reaching here, but we looked at like, there's like the WIC parking lot near Ayer Family Pharmacy was one that we were like,
That WIC office isn't open anymore, so.
Oh, it's not?
So it's just the parking lot there.
No, I mean, I called a couple of months ago to try to get some help, and they're like, nope, gotta go to Fitchburg.
Oh.
I had a really great contact there, but lost touch with her during COVID.
Yeah.
They've just closed the office, so I don't know that anyone's using that location. That might be a.
Who would we check with about that location? Like, how would we find that information out?
We'd have to find out who owns the property.
You go into the vineyard and ask them who owns the building, or go into
Or Aubuchon.
and ask
Yeah.
them who owns the
Yeah.
building.
Oh, yeah.
Because that does have room, that parking lot.
Yep.
And I also think about like the proximity to EMS.
It might be.
Yeah.
The other possibility might actually be Aubuchon. They have a very large parking lot, and there's quite a bit of it that isn't always necessarily used. I'm not sure they'd be thrilled with me suggesting them, but they're very nice people. Again, it's a corporate thing,
Yeah.
so it may be that, no, they can't give us permission, but.
Okay.
Is the shop and save parking lot out of?
Well, we
I
talked
actually have
about
that on my list here as one of my brains. Sorry, my pen is dying. One of my.
I think you're
brainstorm
walking just
locations.
as far to get down there as you are to walk up to Neshoba. That
Yeah.
mean
Well, I don't know if it's quite as far as
It's
the
not
show.
quite as far,
Yeah,
but
it doesn't
it's.
seem
But I
as-
do see a lot of foot traffic on Park Street.
Yes.
so-
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
utilized sidewalk.
Absolutely.
There is going to be a bit of more construction over by Shop and Save coming up though.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
but
Like, so they did put in that. Is it a hardware store, an auto parts store? What
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that?
Auto parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. What else are they putting in over there?
There's supposed to be another.
Pizza place, right?
yeah, there'll be a pizza.
And then they're gonna attach some things to the Shop and Save as well.
Okay. So that's going to be like a construction
But then
zone.
across the street, if everything goes through, will be Air Commons, which will have 104, 106 units. So that's, we're starting to develop that end of town.
Yep.
And I feel like the Aubuchon area or the Shop and Save area could be really viable.
The other thing so the motel there, hotel rebranded Neshoba something now. I just drove by the other day. I was like, oh, look at that. Would that be an option at all, that property?
I got to tell you,
I doubt it.
I have personal issues of asking a business owner to do this.
Totally. That's totally fine.
I just feel very uncomfortable. And I may not agree with it, but there's a certain stigma, I think, that is going to be attached. And I can understand why someone would say, I support it, but not in my backyard.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what we've seen.
Well, exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And what about town property? Did we kind of exhaust that?
I don't know.
option, or-
I
That's
floated,
right. I'd
I
seen that
floated
on
the
the-
question, but I never got an answer. So
Okay.
We had a little bit of discussion about it having to be located like not where there are an abundance of children. But is there anything specific there? Is there a distance, or are there certain types of
I don't
places?
think so. I think it was just a feeling of kind of common sense, not wanting to
Yeah.
Yes.
put anybody at risk.
Right.
Okay. But there aren't actual hard and fast exclusions and distance requirements.
To the best of
So-
my knowledge, no, not that JRI has expressed to us, at
Okay.
least. So,
does the Department of Public Health have a location where they've located other vans like this?
Church parking lots.
But where?
Oh,
In businesses, in property that is part of a
no,
municipality?
church
parking lots? Is that the primary?
That it's one of the ones, but of course it's an uphill battle to find one that'll take it.
Yeah.
right. But we also have a pastor on deck willing to drive up from New Bedford to talk to another pastor about why these services are great and why he was originally against them and has since changed his mind. That's part
he's
of
not
my-
coming to talk to ours, is he?
No, I told Linda said, we can still send the pastor. And I was like, and she's like, okay, let's keep him in our back pocket for when we may need him. So he's in our back pocket.
Okay.
That said, if you think that Bob would like to speak to another pastor
Oh,
about
no.
yeah, no, I didn't
Absolutely
think so.
not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yep.
not. His
Okay.
concrete.
Yep.
Well, let's
Non-negotiable.
let's exhaust the
Non-negotiable.
Neshoba thing first.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work,
Yeah.
then let's see if there's alternatives. And,
Okay.
Maybe if you see Carly or Robert, just ask them again about whether or not town property would be applicable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why
Because the DPW has a lot of space down there, and that would be I think you're looking for something discreet, right?
Discreet, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would definitely be
Discreet, not
discreet.
at a playground, right? Like,
Right.
the other, what was the Jim? So I'm not super familiar with the area. That is the caveat here. But Jim mentioned Catholic Church, old parking lot, West Main Street.
Yes,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
had thought about that, but there is a
there's a
daycare.
daycare.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kitty Depot. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. I knew if I raised that with people who know the area. you would
Because that
know.
was the same thing with the
Yeah,
old Federated
Federated.
up here,
Same thing.
Yeah.
Shepherd of the Valley. They have
And
a.
we had talked, Cindy,
Okay.
about St. Andrews, but I don't see that there's that kind of room there.
It's kind of a smallish parking lot, but it's not used all week long.
Right.
They have various things. The problem is that the pastor that like I was working with, she retired, and they don't have a permanent yet. They have an interim. I think that they're right poised to get a permanent person. But that won't be the top of their list of things to be doing when they first come on board. But I could check on that and see.
I think that's the only alternative. That would be, I mean, it's right there, it's right
It's
across
a
the tracks.
great
It would be
location.
perfect.
What's that one called? Sorry.
It's St. Andrews.
That is a really good location.
Yeah, and it is, it's discreet and it's close to
Yeah, because you have to
town.
go in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know anybody who knows anybody there so we don't have to do
Well,
like
yeah.
a cold call?
Yeah,
Oh,
I can.
Yeah, Cindy
I can
does.
call them.
okay. I somehow missed, so you do still know the
Oh yeah, I know
Okay.
tons of parishioners
Okay.
there, and people
Perfect.
who are on the vestry committee, which is the one that
Perfect.
runs the place. So, yeah, I can call them
Okay.
and ask.
And if they need a presentation, I'm your gal.
Yep.
So I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
And what I will also do, I wrote a note here to talk to Linda Goldman with Biddles about, can she give me a list of like types of locations that other towns have put them other than
Yeah.
churches? We know that, right?
Yeah.
So churches and fire departments are the two that I know. So I just want to be like, what else?
Oh well, if they do fire departments, then that's town property, right?
We
So
did talk
maybe-
through
have
that.
one.
So the
That
fire
was one.
department was, I think that came up early as one of
Yeah.
like our original
No,
places,
I
and we
don't-
were like, their parking lot is just.
No,
No, I know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
mean
clergy
ours. I just mean that
space.
if other towns in Massachusetts are doing fire department parking lots, then
Yeah.
that means that there's nothing wrong with using town property.
Oh,
Maybe.
I
Right.
see.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It's sort of a-
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Well, not this week, but next week, maybe we can connect and I'll make a couple phone calls, and if we can set up a time, maybe we'll go to Neshoba,
Yeah.
see what their level of interest is.
Yes, absolutely. I think so. The see him over there. His name is Sal. I think I know that. I've got a
Yeah.
first name, so it bouncing around in my head here.
How many days a week would it be? Like, is it 1 day a week, 1 hour? 2?
Depends on the town. Probably would start with like once, twice a month, I would say. And then they kind of evaluate engagement from there and can switch it up depending.
Is that lot behind Neshoba big enough
That's what I was wondering.
where the synagogue used to be?
Behind our building?
Yeah.
No.
No?
That's
Where
her
you-
building.
We're literally, yeah, that's
Oh.
my
There's
building.
3 cars.
There's space
yeah.
for 3 cars, and sometimes the neighbors park there, so we get ousted.
my
So
God.
it's-
Yeah.
I parked them in.
What is
I've been
that?
tempted.
Where the synagogue was, is that?
It's Neshoba. Nursing, or Neshoba
Oh,
has
they
offices.
do.
That came
Yeah.
up in earlier meeting too. Actually. Yes. Gage was floated in one of your meetings.
Yeah,
right?
I think I suggested.
Sorry, I'm skimming old minutes here. Forgive me.
I mean, there's also the compassionate care arm of them that's right across the street from y'all.
I think they have a parking issue.
Do they?
I think so. But Gage's parking lot's bigger.
Oh, it's huge,
Oh,
and it's
that's
a double.
really big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I asked times, because it doesn't seem, I think you can.
If it's off hours from like business hours,
Yeah,
you mean?
yeah.
Or something like that? Is that what you were thinking? Okay. One other thing that again, this is my lack of familiarity with the town, but is there an old fire station?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not applicable. Not at
Not
all.
applicable. Okay.
There's
All
no
right.
parking.
Yeah.
Is that the one
That's a
under
no.
construction?
That was a Jim
It's when
suggestion.
they tore half the building off and
Yeah.
it's been
And then
kind of-
stopped.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's under construction.
Do you want?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to contact Gage?
Sure.
Why don't we, before we
Or do you
contact
wanna
any
wait on
private businesses, let's see
Okay.
what the hospital says,
Okay.
Okay.
okay?
So wait on private businesses. We're going to check with the hospital first, but in the meantime, I'm going to check in with MDPH about where other
I think
towns have
it'd
put
be a
it.
great idea, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Perfect.
So, do you want-
also,
I'm sorry.
ooh, so Berlin is also, they approved this. There are some.
Berlin, Mass?
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yep,
for
I gave
them.
them my presentation. I
That's
sent
great.
Victoria off
Good
to the
for
races,
them.
and their Board of Health went and approved it. So they're working through this process too. So if there is any sense at all in
Well, they've
putting
got-
the meeting of the minds and all that,
Yeah.
like,
They've got the parking lot at the mall, though. Most of that mall is in the town of Berlin.
Oh.
Okay.
which mall?
I didn't know
is that.
that.
Solomon?
I didn't know
Solomon.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Okay,
fun.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no
Wow.
idea where they're planning to put it, but you know.
All that land around there is
Yeah.
Berlin.
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well,
Wonderful.
thank you
So just
very
a
much.
question.
Yeah.
Do you want me to wait to contact the church until
Yeah,
after you?
well, if you want to float it by them, see if, if they even have an interest in it, I think that'd be okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
And we'll do the Neshoba thing and see where it goes.
Great.
You guys good with that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Perfect. So you and I will touch base about
Yeah,
Neshoba, not this week, but next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a buzz when you're free or send me a text or whatever.
Okay. All right. Next week. Steve. Alrighty.
Great. Well, thank you for
Wonderful.
taking the time tonight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jenna.
Thanks for having me, and
Thanks,
Cindy
Cindy.
as
Thank
well.
you very
We super
much.
appreciate you
I'll
guys.
send you an email, Cindy.
Oh, thank you.
We'll get in touch.
Bye, Bridget.
Bye.
Good to see you.
Same.
So, back on the agenda,
Yeah.
we had public input and I hear none.
Yeah. That was pretty quiet.
Is that the word?
And the other item under old business is 17 Taft Street. I did talk with we have a letter?
She sent me a letter. She gave it to me at
yes.
3:20 this afternoon.
Shall I read the letter?
Oh, you have to.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, I regret that I cannot attend your meeting tomorrow night on March 17th. I do not know what date I received your letter. I do not know what date I received your letter of March 6, 2023. However, I did not open my mail until Friday, March 10th. This late notice to attend your meeting on tomorrow gave me no time to contact my attorney so that he can attend with me. I will contact him tomorrow and ask for a time at his convenience for both of us to be at one of your upcoming meetings. Prior to our meeting, I request you review the meeting of March 9th, 2020, which my attorney and I attended. At that meeting, I informed you that the animal inspector you hired was not qualified for this position. I'm not going to read this because it's not.
Yeah.
I'll let you read this, but I'm not going to read the rest in the record.
Right.
It's defamatory in nature, and I'm I'm just not going to go there. Let's ask Ms. Maxon if she wants to come to the next scheduled meeting or the meeting after that. And then I think at that point in time, if we can't come to a resolution in terms of a date to get together, then we go to town council and ask for recommendations on what step is next. But I mean, let's give Mrs. Maxon every opportunity with her attorney
Yep.
to attend.
That's fair.
I can send her another letter that lists the next 2
Well,
or 3 dates.
I would suggest that what we said tonight is that, you know, the next or the one after that, just confirm with us that you'll be there, but send the letter certified
Yeah.
mail.
Yep. I did the last one too.
Yep. No, certified, and then, like I said, if the next 2 meetings that we have are not convenient or, you know, it's not convenient for me to be here, or I'm sure for any of us to be here, but we do it. So if she can't, then we'll refer to town council and go to the next step.
Because we have, what, the 27th, right? We have a meeting in 2 weeks. There's
Then we
one
have to go
more.
through the agenda or look at the calendar and see what the dates are going to be.
Yeah, because then we get into April. and,
Town meeting.
Yeah, April always has a crazy schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think we need a motion, but we're in agreement. That's
Yeah.
the route we'll go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Why don't you read this, because, like I said, I'm not going to read it into record.
Oh, I have mine.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, this is your,
Yeah.
that's,
Okay.
that's your copy.
But I did talk to the animal control officer, and she had heard nothing back either, so.
Okay.
You have anything to add?
Nope, nothing's changed since that date in 2020.
Okay. I wasn't on the board at that date in 2020, so I don't know what went on,
That was
but
the ill-fated last meeting before
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah,
really?
Took us down for like the rest of the
Wow. If you can pull up those minutes, I'd be curious to see what they say.
I was just gonna ask you if you could send them to me as well.
Why don't you, if you can, send them to all of us?
What-
Okay.
let me see. March 9th, 2020. Yeah,
Yeah, I can do that.
That was upstairs, right? That
Yeah,
was the
we
one
were
in
upstairs. Yeah, there was
Uh-huh,
something going
yeah.
on with
Yeah,
the conflict, so we had to go upstairs.
I don't know that I was here for that meeting.
No.
No, you
It was
weren't.
just, I think it was just us.
Yeah, her and
Oh.
her attorney.
And was Mary? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so, because that was all pre-COVID stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe Mary was there too.
I can send you all the minutes tomorrow.
God rest her soul.
Anything else?
Nope.
Then we'll move on to Neshoba. Ms. Bridget.
So, Groton School, we're still trying to get in touch with them. So in your packet, there's the second notice, or actually it might not be in your packet. We just sent a second notice to them, just requesting information on the pool.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
we're,
Groton
it's-
School Road. I thought you meant
I thought
the
she
Groton
meant
School. I'm thinking, what are we doing with
Yeah,
Groton?
I know. That's funny. I heard the same way.
long
What are we doing with Groton School?
the
Why do we
Zodiac,
care?
the Zodiac on Groton School, so we're still trying to get in touch with the new owner regarding the
Okay.
pool to find out if it's in use or not. So that,
Have you driven around there at all, or?
Yep.
Can you see the pool?
Yep.
It's in the middle of the quadrangle, right?
Yeah.
yep, it's covered, so, but I did drive around and saw it, so, that is in the packet.
Okay.
I just have another question regarding food inspections. So it, as you know, for a year we've been doing the new reports, which are actually, they're fantastic, but they're longer.
Yeah.
So if you're okay with it, if there's, I've been emailing them to Sam just to file if there's not a problem. Unless there's a problem, I can send it to the board or put it in the envelope. Are you okay with that? Because these, I'm printing them out and I feel bad. It's just so much paper.
Yeah. 'cause
Can you
this-
just list when one's done? So
Yeah.
we know when they're done. I don't really, if there's no issues on it, I really don't care.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think part of the problem too is there's multiple people doing inspections. So there's me, Kara's fairly new, she's been doing some, Kayleen does some,
Yeah.
and then Michelle does some. So there's 4 of us, and I would just like to say not to print them, and then if there's, I can send you a list of food inspections.
I just think we should be
I've even-
apprised of when they're done, that's all.
You know what?
Yeah.
I've even,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself. I figured out how to print a report, so I can print a report monthly, if that's okay with you,
Wow.
and just put it, is that okay?
Sure.
That's cool.
Just saves, so you'll get them, Sam, and then it just saves us from
Yeah,
having to
so we'll
print
know
them.
what's going on.
Yeah.
And then if there's one that's really kind of hairy.
I'll let you
then-
know.
Yeah.
I'll just
Yeah.
do a group.
That'd be good.
I'll send an email out and then just let you know what's coming to the
We
meeting.
do read them.
We do.
So that's all I have in my.
That's it?
So there was a food inspection done. It's a residential kitchen. They do cake pops on East Main Street. So that inspection was done. And then Fresh Air Nutrition was done. No major issues.
What is a cake pop?
What's on East Main Street?
She does, it's called the Pond Cake. She does
I
cake
heard-
pops.
Oh, yeah, out of her house?
Yeah.
Is that like a cupcake?
It's like, so you take cake mix batter.
Yeah.
And you roll it in a ball and then you dip it in frosting.
They're delicious.
Oh my god.
Well, maybe you
I
should
wish
bring
I
some of
didn't know
those.
about those.
Maybe you should bring some to the meeting sometime so we can see what you're talking
So
about.
post-COVID, I've taken up baking. Maybe I'll make some for our next meeting.
There you go.
Oh my god. Where does she sell them out of her home or are they?
So usually what people will do is they'll take them and they do orders. So people that are having birthday parties,
Oh, I got yeah.
you know,
yeah,
weddings,
yeah.
anniversaries.
So it's like a Facebook, you can order
something like
or
that.
a
Like
website.
so you can order different ways, but it's retail, direct to the consumer. So she would sell it direct to
Got
the
it.
co- you know, and like I said, usually
She has a
for,
Facebook page.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, because I think I looked her up and her stuff's very pretty. She does a very good
Sounds
job.
wonderful. Jeez.
Okay,
Cake.
that's it?
Yeah.
We got cake.
Well,
It's the most exciting thing.
thank you.
Cake pops.
The call log. Is there anything in there that we should focus attention to, or,
Since the last meeting, we've only had one more phone call.
okay?
And they were looking for info on a project. It looks like a construction project on the Littleton Air line, that gas station. The gas station belongs to Littleton, and the little parking lot across the street technically belongs to Air.
Oh,
And all they
yeah.
wanted was the mailing address for the board.
Chevron gap, that
Oh, I
was,
know. Yeah.
So that will be coming up, but I don't think it's really any of our purview. They were gonna send us some stuff. I've received nothing yet, so we'll see.
Okay.
the only other thing I have on new business is I sat down with Sam today to go over the report for the town report.
Yes.
See it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I finished it real quick.
Oh, okay. So, the blue-green algae thing, there was a cyano something.
All right, I can.
Can you put that in there?
Yeah, I can put the real
Cyano.
name.
I thought about that afterwards. And then the other thing I thought of was that the actions that we took were to post the pond for recreational use and the danger for animals. And that the electric signboards in town also, and didn't we do a reverse 911 call too?
I thought we did.
We did.
I think
So
that
I thought-
a reverse 911, so, yeah, I think we tried immediately upon identifying that it was cyano
Right.
bacteria algae. So if that could just be included, I think that would be good in terms of, you can't do that, or?
I'll try and squeeze it. So they want everything to be one page if
Okay.
you can make it. So
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I will do what I can.
Make
Just a little bit
Just
about the algae.
change the font, just make it a little bit smaller.
Gotta be Times New Roman 12.1.
Yeah, it was really regulated the last time I did
Oh, that's
one.
very right.
Well, I thought about after we
Yeah.
talked about the toxic algae, this should be a little bit more detail
Yep.
on the
Yeah.
toxic
I
algae.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
I can do some fudging. I changed the margins to get it all different this time. So we'll see what Cindy says.
Is there any, you guys okay with this,
Yeah.
or
No, I was just looking at it.
anything you want to add or take away, or?
No, I mean, the only thing that's not on here that usually is RAB, and we don't have an active
We haven't, yeah.
participant really anymore. I always read the,
We get the emails.
yeah,
What happened,
but we're
yeah.
kind of on an information only sort
Right.
of basis with that now, so I don't know what, if anything, you really want to say about that.
Can we ask that maybe something be written about Mary Spenner?
I thought that was last year,
Last year's.
I tried last year.
or the year before.
Well, there was a dedication.
Well, we
There was
had-
a dedication of,
We thanked her in our.
Yeah, it was.
I was thinking for the
Last-
passing.
right.
Okay. Didn't she pass in 2022?
yeah, but there was a mention of Mary
Yeah.
and one other person who was a town official in the other,
Okay.
in last year's book.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I remember reading that because
Okay.
I read two. There was one that when she left the board,
Yeah.
and there was one when she passed. I think
Yeah.
she passed in 21. Maybe it was 22.
22.
In June, right?
It was 22.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I can try and put something here, but she will be listed in the dedication in the front as well with all those who
Okay.
passed.
Great.
Okay, that's good. I just
How many terms was she on
forever.
Board of Health?
I
Well,
feel
she
Yeah, I
was
can
on
try.
other things too, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Wasn't she on a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
boards
she-
during
I
the
think-
90s?
Yeah.
Well, she was in here 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lived in here, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what else she might have been
Yeah.
on.
I'm
but-
thinking back town elections, it seems like I've seen her name
Mhm.
since I moved back to Ayer for
Yeah,
on Board of
all
Health.
the time.
So I will make sure I have the right name of the toxic algae bloom, and I will.
Cyano, whatever.
I'll
blue
find
green.
it.
Yeah.
I'll find it and
Blue
spell it,
green.
and we'll go, and then I'll see what the thing with for Mary Spenner is.
But, so we're good with the town report?
Was this?
This will be
Yeah.
history.
Steve.
100 years from now, someone will read this and say, what did Pam Papineau say?
Oh my God. Yeah, I doubt it. We didn't have any weird railroad things last year, did we?
No.
We didn't have any weird spills or nobody
Just
set
because it's
themselves on
happening
fire.
everywhere else.
Yeah, I know. How did we escape?
We had
Jeez.
cyanidobacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
so, yeah,
we had
yeah.
different problems.
The,
Okay.
the other thing I thought of is that we did participate in the town's emergency
Oh.
action committee or whatever. The one that
Yep.
Chief Johnson runs that is
Yes.
the Board of Health in the event of a catastrophe. It's the Emergency Operations Center.
Right.
So we participated in that.
Squeeze that in here.
What's that?
Gonna have to squeeze that in here.
Well, and so the directives are 12.5 times New Roman, and you're only supposed to lift five achievements for the year. So
Just because other people are underachievers.
I will make some, like
You're gonna hear
I
about that.
shortened all this. I condensed it all,
Yeah,
made
yeah,
it
yeah.
concise, so we can talk more room.
Yeah.
But I'll go.
Now,
from
if
there.
you have to take something out,
And we got
It's fine.
harm reduction in. Yeah. That's a good one.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
then we have the minutes from the 27th.
Yeah.
Which I
you-
like.
I looked at them and they seemed fine.
So I had one question,
Where?
and
Oh.
Pam P. Papineau.
You gotta buy some ink. Jeez.
Who, me?
Oh, is that yours? Yeah.
What? What's wrong with it?
I guess
Okay.
if you're printing in sepia, that's okay.
And what?
Sepia.
Sepia, the
What's
color.
that mean?
That,
Oh, I-
like old.
Well, I put down black.
Fashion black and white.
I just say to print in black.
Oh.
This is what
That's
happened.
what happened.
So, yeah. So Pam Papineau stated that the owner claims her property is a farm, but no evidence has been presented otherwise. What does that mean?
You mean a working farm? Like a
Well,
Yeah,
this is important because
Okay.
what does,
Yeah, this is
someone
true.
could go back and read this and say,
So what my comment was that she has claimed historically for many years with Board of Health that she is exempt because it's a farm.
okay,
And back when we did have that exemption as part of our regulation, that it didn't affect farms, that there were ways for you to prove that you were a farm. And those were laid out in the regulation. And then there were things like present your Schedule F for your tax return, present your revenue, Department of Revenue for Mass, for farm income. And she would never produce any of those pieces of evidence. But it's really kind of moot at this point because that's no longer a part of our regulation.
So is this statement correct, incorrect? Should it even be in here? When someone else is going to be looking at this?
Yeah, I know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You want to just delete the sentence?
We
Or,
could delete, yeah.
or do you want to, I mean, if I read this as a layperson, I'm not sure I'd understand
Yeah,
exactly what it
I
means.
know. So it's not really that no evidence was presented otherwise. It was that she hadn't presented evidence to support that claim. But the whole claim is irrelevant because the regulation was changed several years ago.
So should we just-
now it's just kind of,
So just
yeah.
delete-
Strike.
Yeah, just
strike
take it out, yeah.
So we'll just
Alright.
strike that.
Yeah,
sentence.
it does kind of just confuse the matter.
That's fair.
Someone else is going to be reading the minutes and
Yeah.
scrutinizing.
I was saying that more
Okay.
for historical knowledge, that there
Okay.
used to be a thing about being a farm, but now there isn't.
Okay. That was the only question that I had.
Okay.
Other than that, is there a motion to approve the minutes as amended?
Boy,
ahead, go
we're jumping all over ourselves. Yeah, I'll make a motion to
Is there a
approve.
second?
I second it.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
This is a vote. So the minutes are approved. You know, we can just strike that. Just draw a line through it
I did.
and
I'll
just
do it.
initial it that it was struck from the minutes.
Yep.
I have one in my packet.
You have it?
The only other thing that I had is let's go over the schedule when we're meeting, and that way
Okay.
you can let Ms. Maxson know when the meetings are going to be. So we had the 27th, right? And then it would be the 10th of April? Do you know when town meeting is, or?
Don't know.
Do we have like
I
a
think
town
it's in-
plan?
Yeah, you can go on
Isn't
the
it in
website
May?
and see.
I don't think it's that early in April though, anyhow,
No.
the 10th.
No, it's usually later than that, but.
I think it's the 24th and the 24th.
Of April?
Of April?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The annual town meeting is the 24th, which is when we're also booked, so.
Okay.
Oh, very good.
So the 10th of April, I'm not going to be here.
Okay.
My bees are coming.
Oh, cool.
I will be here for the meeting, but I will not be working that day.
Okay.
So, but I'll be here for the meeting.
Is there a holiday in April? Is it
Yeah,
like-
the 17th would be
17th
Patriots
is the
Day.
state,
Okay, I thought so.
Patriots Day.
All right.
So I think
So we're
then
not
we're
gonna-
on to
Yeah.
That's.
May.
I only know that because we're off that week.
That's why we always do the
School
one
vacation,
meeting in April,
yeah.
because then it's Patriot, and
Yeah.
then, yeah, okay.
so then the next one would be May 8th.
Yeah.
So May 1st or May 8th?
8th, because it's the second Tuesday,
Okay.
second Monday.
Yeah.
Whatever day of the week it is.
And then 5/22?
Yeah.
Let's stop at that.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Anything else to come before the meeting?
I have mail and bills.
Okay.
First piece of mail is, I received this today, nomination for Inspector of Animals.
Ah.
So we have to,
Yep. This thing that always comes in, so you gotta,
I can get it.
actually, yeah, I'm trying to remember, do you sign this, or is it just, because Julie has to sign, and it's gotta be
Notarized.
notarized.
Okay.
I don't think want to see? I don't think you have to sign, which is odd, but.
But if it comes to Board of Health, somebody has to, no?
Well, we nominate the person. She's actually appointed by
Michael Cahill.
Mike Cahill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it says nominating authority, contact Patricia Peters, Chair,
Oh my gosh.
Office, Board of Health. Congratulations.
Nope, that was,
Yeah, that was a while ago.
This is an official state
I've been
form.
kind of slow to
Let's get
update
your
that.
name on it.
Database.
Nominating authority. Yeah, it says contact, office, mail. So I would put down your name
Okay,
as the
I can do
contact,
that.
right? The contact.
That makes sense, yeah. Because it seems like they always take the name of the person that does the nomination, but then by the next year, it's
It's a different person.
Right.
different,
Yeah.
yeah. So just put,
I'm good.
So why don't you put, like, you're the contact, I think.
All right, I can do that. I have two other pieces. This is the fourth quarter billing for Neshoba Nursing Services. I just need that signed and okay that I can pay it.
Is there a motion to pay Neshoba the fourth quarter nursing services for nursing and environmental services in the amount of $9,644.86? Motion?
did they do what they were supposed to?
I don't know. Ms. Packnow
Yes.
suggested a review of their activity.
I need to go and look at doors. Okay, doors.
Yes, I propose, I move.
I move.
I
Okay.
move.
Is there a second?
I second.
Motion's made and seconded to submit the bill for payment to Neshoba for $9,644.86. All those in favor? Aye. Should I sign it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
And then this is the bill for the public hearing. So the client pays us, but the town has to pay from a different account.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the bill needs to be signed and approved. That you're okay to pay it for the money to get put back.
It's for the posting for the public hearing for the air motor and in the amount of $459.67, which has already been paid by the air motor inn.
Yeah.
So it's a wash. It didn't,
Yeah.
it cost the
Didn't
town
cost the town.
anything. Is there a motion to pay the Lowell Publishing Group?
I'll make a motion to pay the Lowell Publishing Group the amount,
$459.
$459.67 for the public hearing
I
posting.
second.
Motion's made and seconded to pay Lowell Publishing Group $459.67. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anything?
Yeah, they didn't make the window.
Anything else?
Just if you could sign these minutes, so I can submit them.
Oh, yeah. And you struck that?
I struck it,
sentence?
it's all noted.
We voted on that. didn't
Yes,
we?
we did.
Yeah.
Anything else to come before the Board of Health?
The only thing is I will be sending out a notification to current owners and on Facebook that it's time to renew your chicken permits. I've even made the chicken.
There you go.
Nice.
Very nice.
I will also be working this week and next week to get the application online so that they don't
Great.
have to fill it out. They can fill it out
Oh,
online. It will get
nice.
emailed to me like we do a lot of the other permits, and I will talk with the treasurer so that they can pay online.
Nice.
And they don't end
Great.
up with
Yeah.
so much cash.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Wow.
Very good.
Motion to adjourn?
Yes, absolutely. I move that we adjourn.
Is there a second?
There's a second.
Motion's made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.